Well, hello there, everybody. Old guy jamming here. Hit that sub button if you like. Leave a comment if you like. This is the vintage reissued series, the V72. Lately, something strange has happened. I've gotten the bug for Telecasters. They're a fascinating instrument. Thin lines are also something that's gotten under my skin. I've tried several times to find thin line that I like, and there's always just something about them. And once again, there's just something about it I don't like, but I think I've got it nailed down. The V6 Stratocaster was a really great instrument, is a really good instrument, really thrilled with that. But I would have to say, for the $400 price tag that this comes with, I might continue looking around, but I think the problems are fixable. I'm still on the fence as whether or not to keep it. Again, it has really nice stock things that come with it. The cutoff heel makes playing very nice. The medium jumbo, actually these are jumbos, but not extra large jumbos. Extra large are a little beefy for me, but these are real nice rather than just jumbo frets. The mediums are, I don't know, I get confused too. I think these are just jumbos. What's on a Gibson Les Paul? That's just a jumbo, regular jumbo, but it's kind of small. Mediums are a little taller, and then the extra jumbo, I should look that up. But the big ones are too big for me, but the vintage ones are ridiculously small, and even some of those in-betweens are a little small for me. So, nice size fret, easy playability, beautiful. The reason I picked it up was because it's got quality materials. Again, Canadian maple neck, which is unfinished, super smooth. The frets need to be sanded down on both sides of the neck. It is a little bit sharp on this bottom side of the neck, which is easy enough to take care of. Sanding block, boom. We'll have to go through an adjustment as well with everything, just like any other guitar. And you're thinking, well, it's brand new, why do you have to adjust it? Well, you need to do a setup on any guitar. It's just because they are from the factory. They're traditionally high on the nut side, high on the bridge side. So we start by leveling the neck and then taking your relief measurement, holding down at the first fret and the 17th fret, and then tap right here, push down, and I've got just a little less than half a string worth of distance between the neck and that string. And that's good for me. Now, if you hit the strings really hard, you might want a little more relief to allow the string to vibrate without hitting the frets. But I like pretty low action and a pretty straight neck. But that's nice. It's just got a little give there. Might be a thousandth or two. Pretty small. All right, so that's how you do that with the old string. Somebody had asked, hey, could you go over how to do that string measurement of the relief again? All right, so bone nut, quality materials. These vintage style tuners with the hole in the top of the post, I'm not real crazy about. So anyway, the problems with this are it feels toyish. It just doesn't... Got great sustain. It just feels, it's got a toyish feel to it. But I think part of that is not being used to what a semi-hollow or a hollow body guitar feels like. I remember having an Ibanez Art Core series, really pretty guitar, but I just could not get past the weird feel it had because of all the resonance. I recently played a Les Paul, V100 Les Paul copy, and again, nice guitar, but had some issues, sent it back. Well, I bought it on reverb, but the neck came cracked. It was advertised as excellent shape, and I probably would have kept it, but there was some weird things. A little crack in the back of the neck, and a little crack on the neck joint, some stress perhaps, and then it wouldn't respond to the truss rod being positioned. It has a dual action truss rod, so the truss rod will work. A dual action truss rod is one that pulls the neck back and or will pull the neck forward. On a single action truss rod, it will only pull the neck back. The strings are what pull the neck forward. So there you go. You learned something new today. Anyway, it has a dual action truss rod, but even cranking on that truss rod, I could not get the neck to respond and keep coming forward. It would adjust, but by the next morning, it was flat again, and I couldn't get the necessary relief. The crack on the back was minor, but it allowed me to send it back free of any shipping or anything like that because it wasn't in the description. It wasn't sold as described. Otherwise, I think I would have kept it for, it was a $300 tobacco burst V100, and it sounded great. But we'll have to deal with that later. Anyway, so this guitar, the issues are it's got a lot of resonance. Now, what I noticed right off the bat, you do want, on a semi-hollow body, you want some vibration or resonance, but you want it in the wood. You don't want it from the electronics or the bridge or something like that. And what's going on with this one, I believe, is that these pickups are really very loose. I mean, they just kind of wobble around in there. So, see how wobbly that is? They just wobble around. Where's my other one? Anyway, you can't see it real good, but you can hear it. That kind of vibration is bad. It kills tone and it makes things feel cheap. Also, I think there's a huge cavity under here instead of it being full through with the wood here. If I tap with something small and narrow, that's solid right there. You get in the middle and it's hollow there, hollow there. So I think we've got a big hollow spot under there as well. So I've got some ideas. Also, the pickups are just kind of woody. They're not real expressional. They don't have a lot of expression in them. You come up with a better word. So the ideas I have are, plus this doesn't stay on the knob. I haven't taken this off. I'm currently looking at options to return it just because it's a $400 guitar. I do love it. It's light, which I really like. The finish and the quality of the craftsmanship in the build is great. I do want a Thinline. I like the idea of a nice light Telecaster. I will not buy a Fender. The G&L ASATs are really pricey. Plus, they don't have the cutout on the behind the neck on the heel joint. So that's kind of a boner. But what I'm thinking about, since this thing is a 9.6 pound beast and the neck is just such a horrible orange, it's a pretty nice guitar, but it's so dang heavy. I was thinking of taking these pickups out, which I really like. They're splittable. And I could also maybe even swap out these tuners, locking nut tuners, although the whole pattern doesn't match. But what I'm thinking about doing is going ahead and hanging on to that, taking this pickup, all these electronics out, putting them in here, and then I would end up selling this one. It only cost me $180, and it weighs a ton, and it's not real pretty. You can't tell how orange that is, but it's just a horrible orange color. To really enjoy it, I'd have to sand that all off and dye it again or stain it something pretty. But as far as a playing guitar, it's nice. But I do like the way this plays. Of course, it needs to be oiled and the frets trimmed up a bit, intonated, action, all that sort of stuff. But it's a really pretty guitar. I love this pearloid pick guard rather than this style. I like to see a lot of the pick guard. I think that's real pretty. The lines here are all so nice and symmetrical all the way around the guitar. I like the style of the F-hole. I like everything about it. However, we've got some issues. And I love those humbuckers. These humbuckers do not sound as good. So, as far as a review on that dude, I would say play one in person before buying one off Reverb or at a retailer where it might cost you to send it back, because unlike the V6 and the V100, this one left me feeling like it was a little bit toyish, just not quite the quality. Great bridge, love those saddles, great color, it's very pretty. But this time the Wilkinson pickups left me wanting something more. They just have kind of a dead sound to them. But it does stay in tune, and it's easy to play, and it doesn't weigh much. All right, I'll tell you what I'm planning to do. Give me comments if you think I'd go through the hassle of swapping all those electronics out. I could sell the artist guitar for a cool $140 probably pretty quick, and that would offset the cost of this one. Anyway, old guy jamming out. Talk to you next time.